And today we're working on a 2002 half-ton Chevy pickup, two-wheel drive, and got a check engine light on this girl according to the customer. And a very unhealthy sounding dinger. We'll just get right in here and try and get this little girl going. Got me right up in the steering wheel here on this little girl. Get rid of the adjustment. There's the service engine soon light. And so we're going to automatically search. Yeah. In the all-day health report, engine misfire detected. We'll enter into there and read the data stream, engine data, misfire data, and we'll pull up all the cylinders here. Current. Well, actually, we'll just look at history first. See if we got a suspect cylinder here. Got a pretty dusty screen on the old launch here. I know it doesn't make the viewing pleasure that well. Oh, it's a handy shop rag. Some customer snot on that old girl. Yeah. Alright. So it looks like we're dealing with primarily cylinder number 2. We got a few hits here on 6 as well, but 2 looks like she is hitting hot and heavy. So now we'll go back and we will go to misfire data, and then we won't care about any of this. We're going to focus on 2 and 6, but we'll look at the current misfires on it and try to get that going. So we'll throw up all cylinders though anyways. Okay. The all-day launch. There you go, girl. Alright, now fire it up. So, just sitting at idle, see if we get anything. Boom, 2 and 6, 2 and 6, 2 and 6. Well, that's pretty interesting right there. Let's go for a drive. Alright, so now running her around here up to speed, kicking her along, and we don't have any misfires racking up at all as far as when we're kind of up to speed and got the engine going a little bit above idle. So pretty much just seems to be an at idle misfire there. 2 and 6, or at least if you come off the throttle any amount, then you can start to pick up misfire on 2 right away, and then just shortly after you get done, or not you get done, but just shortly after 2 starts picking up, then 6 will start hitting a few here and there. So we'll go ahead and let off the gas here, and then you can kind of watch the 2 will start to miss, and then also 6 shortly after. Alright, once I slow way down, sitting here pretty much at an idle. 4, 6, 11. So, 2 and 6 again, just racking them up. So we know right where to look. Alright, so racking them up again, just sitting here. And see, it's definitely not a dead miss. It's more of a contribution issue. So I think that we don't have a dead miss on either of these 2 cylinders, but we may have low compression or maybe even a bad fuel injector spray just here at this low RPM that's giving us this misfire. But it's definitely not a hard miss. I mean, just feeling the steering wheel and everything, seat of the pants, you can tell it's just kind of a real light miss, enough to where it can pick it up. So I think what I'm going to go do next is do a relative compression test, and we'll try to make sure we don't have any compression issues with this engine, and from there we'll probably chase down some fuel injectors if we don't come up with anything there. Alright, now I'm all set up here for a relative compression test. So I've got inductive amp clamp here on the negative battery, and I actually had to kind of substitute in this little chunk here so that way my amp clamp would actually go around it. My battery cable was too thick for me to actually be able to get that around, so that's why I got that little jumper in there so I can take a measurement. Over here I've got my fuel disabled, so my injector fuses are here and here. Got those both pulled, sitting up there. And then right here starter relays pulled out, and then I'm going to jump that across so that way we can get the starter rolling this baby over. And then I've also got a trigger, cylinder number 2, ignition coil, so that way we'll be able to line that baby up here. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get this baby cranking and see what she looks like. Maybe I should turn the ignition on first so that way it'll actually record something. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead here and we will jump her. Doesn't look like I'm getting a very good feed there. Adjust that a little bit. Let's try it again. Stop that right there. Get this guy over there. And then we'll try to interpret some of this. Alright, start from the beginning here, and we'll dinky do my little stylus there. But anyway, so we'll look through here now at the recording, and this is pretty interesting, I think. So you can see that we're starting off here. So here's our trigger, this green traces, and anyway, so that's cylinder number 2, and then we should have 8 humps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's kind of ugly. We're getting started in our. Start here. So this is cylinder 2 firing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 humps. And here again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 humps. And then we're going to be over here. So you can see that. So right here we come across right there. You can see that we had low compression right there though on that guy. And so it's intermittent. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then right there we were strong again. Keep going over. And then right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again right there, low compression. So I think we got potentially a valve issue. Instead I was thinking injector initially, but now it is really looking a lot more like potentially a valve. And then again here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then right there, cylinder number 2, again, giving us a fit. So for some reason we got intermittent low compression on cylinder 2, so that definitely explains the misfire. So we're going to have to try to get that figured out now. Alright, now I'm going to try and prove my concept here. I got cylinder number 2 hooked up to the compression gauge, no Schrader valve in there. So we should be able to see it come around and not bump up quite as high every time. So I might have to go back and edit and try and slow this baby down, but we'll try it here. was curious about what the firing order would be here. So we're 18726543. And so right there then, so our hot cylinder is 2. And so 6, we're seeing a lot of misfire counters come up too. I'm wondering if 6 isn't just kind of basically aftermath of what's going on with our misfire on 2. So we got intermittent low compression there. So it's definitely going to be a valve sealing issue one way or the other. So that's what we're dealing with. Alright, so we know we got an issue here. One of the valves on cylinder number 2. So we're going to see if the customer wants to take care of that. Dive into it and see whether it's intake or exhaust. Whichever one's leaking a little bit onto it. So anyways, we'll see if he wants to dive into it. I hope he does, because I want to see what's going on there. But I'll let you guys know. Alright, so I got her back running again all together and monitor our misfires. You can still see cylinder number 2 kicking right up. We know we got a bad valve, intake or exhaust. And if you sit right here and you listen, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but about every time that sucker misfires, you can hear a little tick down in there. I'm pretty sure it's this exhaust valve right here. You come here, the tailpipe. Oh, you guys are steamy now. Steaming. See that? What's happening is pulling my hand in. Get a piece of paper. So there, we've got it now finally. We got a leaking exhaust valve, cylinder number 2. Heard it here first. See if he wants to fix it. Well, I thank everybody for watching. The customer did decline repairs on that, so the truck runs great, just driving it down the road and everything. It was just at idle, a kind of little chop in the idle, so he wasn't really concerned with it for the price of pulling head off and having to see what we were going to have to do there. I really wanted to pull into it and kind of see what the extent of it was, but anyways, we're not going to have that opportunity right away. If it starts running a lot worse, he's going to bring it back to me. Also, I'd like to take a second, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching, but also if anybody was wondering why I didn't check any of the ignition or spark plugs on that or anything like that, was earlier in the video I had mentioned that I didn't think it was a dead miss, it was a contribution issue. And so normally if you have an ignition problem, you're just not going to fire on that cylinder at all. You know, it'll be a pretty violent miss, especially when you get it up to speed and you put a high load on it, low RPM, you're really going to get some feedback on something like that if it was ignition. So I didn't even bother with any of that. So I know that, you know, in the YouTube land, a lot of people, the first thing is look at the spark plug or look at the wire or look at the whatever. So anyways, just wanted to go over kind of what my theories were on that. So got right to the problem right away and didn't have to do a lot of mystery guessing or nothing like that. So I appreciate everybody watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll try to get some more content out. Thanks.